So I'm going to start with a little bit of the Shiseido Pureness Mattifying Moisturizer that my friend Beth sent me. Now because it's mattifying, I'm only going to put it down the center of my face where I tend to get a little bit more oily. Next I'm going to use for primer is this Kevyn Aucoin Primed Skin Developer, and Vanda gave me this. I can't remember why. I don't remember if it was because she didn't like the smell or if she felt, I don't remember why, but I like it. So it smells like Play-Doh. That's what it smells like to me. So I'm just smoothing that onto my skin. For foundation, I'm going to use this one from Milani. It's the Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. And I got, did I get the lightest? I think I got the lightest shade, 01 Creamy Vanilla. And I used this one other time. It's not a horrible foundation. It's definitely a heavier coverage than what I normally like, but I bought it and I don't like throwing stuff out, so I'm gonna use it. But it is definitely heavy. The one thing I would recommend with this foundation is working in sections and not dotting it all over your face like I did, because I feel like it was harder for me to move around in the areas that I kind of got to last. So I would definitely just sort of work in sections. Okay, foundation is on. I'm going to fill my eyebrows in. I'm just going to do my normal thing here. A little bit of wax from this, and I need a new pencil soon. This NYX, what is this called? Eyebrow Shaper. Then I'm going to use my Anastasia Brow Pro palette here. I don't know why I just called it a brow book. And I like to mix colors. So like sometimes I'll start off with this and then I'll move down to here. So I'm going to start with the medium brown first and then kind of see. I'll probably go back in at the end after the eyes are done, because sometimes I feel like with certain eye looks you need a stronger brow, and with other eye looks you can get away with something that's not as strong. So I'm going to start off kind of light, and then if I need to come back later I'll build it. Okay, eyebrows are done. I'm going to go ahead and move on to eyes, and I'm going to use this NYX Jumbo Pencil. It is the white one, and I'm going to put that all over my eyelids. Alright, so moving on to eyes, I'm going to use this color here from Makeup Geek. It is called Tuscan Sun, and I just think it's very, very super pretty. I have an idea in my head of what I want to do, but I just need to, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get started and then kind of see where things end up. But I have an idea of what I want to do. I was thinking of doing kind of like a halo eye, so I was going to do something really super light. So this all over the lid, and maybe like one of my ColourPop eyeshadows just sort of tapped in the center. This K-Pop here. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do like something shimmery in the center. Alright, so I decided that I'm going to start with this color here. It's called Summer Magic. It's from Feather River Body. The reason that I'm starting with that color is because I don't want my second crease color to be too dark. And I feel like if I add this in, maybe it'll kind of help take away from, because I really want to use, I really want to use soft brown from MAC, but I kind of want to keep my eyes all Indy today. Okay, now I'm going to use Brown Top from Feather River Body, and I'm just going to take what's in the lid here, and this is going to go over the top of Summer Magic. And I'm really sort of like blowing the color out here. I don't want it too heavy, so I'm going to kind of over blend here. Okay, I'm going to take this color here. It's called Toast. This is another Feather River Body color. And I'm going to apply some of this to my inner corner. And I hope you guys aren't getting tired of these sort of like indie brand tutorials or videos. I know that I don't have a whole lot of sort of like up to, I don't want to say up to date, but I don't have a lot of like high-end palettes right now. Like I don't have any of the new ones. So I hope you guys don't mind. I'll probably revisit my inner corner here later. Okay, so next is Tuscan Sun. This is from Makeup Geek. Couldn't think for a second. And I'm going to use this 217 brush to put this all over my lid. And then some more Tuscan Sun along the lower lash line. Okay, I'm going to go back into a little bit of brown top. Okay, next step will be some of this ColourPop shadow. It's K-Pop Sunset Boulevard. I don't know if they still have this available, but anything that you have that's sort of a gold color. There's MAC Electric Cool eyeshadows that you could use that are similar to this. But again, I'm just trying to kind of keep this more like smaller indie brands. Okay, so this kind of stinks. I really wanted this to stay more of an indie brand, but I don't have the right color gold for the center part of my lid. Now the ColourPop is showing up, but it's not showing up enough. So I was kind of playing around with this eye, so kind of disregard this one. But here's the ColourPop. But you see the difference in the gold from this side to this side. I didn't want it quite as warm. I wanted a little bit more on the sort of yellow side. So I know a lot of people have the original Urban Decay Naked palette. If you don't have this, you can always opt for a warm toned eyeshadow for the center part of your lid. If you are going to do that, Juvia's Place has a beautiful sort of warm gold in the Nubian palette. So you could always use that or whatever else you have on hand. So, but what I'm going to use is Half Baked, which is right here. And my palette, I have had this since it originally launched a very long time ago. Matter of fact, I just threw the eyeliner duo away because I didn't even realize I had it. It was so old, it was like completely dried out. So I'm going to use my finger to apply Half Baked, and I'm going to put that right over the top of the ColourPop. See, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted it to look like. I didn't want it to be more warm. I wanted it to be a little bit on the cool side. Okay, and then I'm going to go back into Tuscan Sun, and I'm going to use a smaller brush. And I'm just going to add a little bit more to the sides here. And then if you want to, you can take Half Baked and you can put it kind of in the center on the bottom. I think for now I'm going to leave that just that pink tone. And then what I'm going to do to add just a little bit of a sparkle is go over that with this pigment here from Feather River Body. It's called Disco Pigment. And it is so freaking pretty, I can't stand it. And I think I am going to, I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to move on to the rest of my face before I finish my eyes because I have a little bit of thinking to do. So I'm going to use a little bit of this Peter Thomas Roth Unwrinkle Eye cream that Beth sent me. I'd never tried anything from Peter Thomas Roth before she sent me. She also sent me a retinol, which you guys know I like anything that has retinol in it. And I use that one at night before I go to bed. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my Pixie Peach corrector. This is still my favorite corrector. I've been using this for years. You can get it at Target. I think now it's like $12, but it's very concentrated. A little goes a long way. You don't need much. And I'm just going to press that in with my fingers here. I'm going to use a little bit of this Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer. And I got, what did I get here? Radiant. It's just called Radiant. That's what it looks like. Okay, so this is not working for a concealer. It's just entirely too pink. I don't know why it says concealer on there. I've only ever used it for like brightening because it is more on the brightening side. So I'm just going to use some of my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer kind of over the top. I do not like having this much product on under my eyes, so I'm just going to kind of go easy with this. I find the more product I use, even if it's cream, it doesn't look right. That's the one thing, like, I don't understand how these girls just pile on, like, they'll use concealer, then they'll go in with like a cream highlight, like they'll use a cream corrector, then a concealer, then a highlighter, and they put all this, like they stack all this stuff on top of each other. I don't understand how it doesn't end up looking like completely cakey and overdone. Although I have seen girls that do that in real life, and when you get up close to them, you can see the layers and layers of makeup that they have on their face. I don't think it looks good. It just looks so, I don't know. Maybe at first it looks nice, but as the day wears on, you just tend to look really cakey, especially when people bake. Holy cow, can you tell? Later in the day. That was something else that I wanted to say too. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the foundation sort of oxidized on me. And I don't normally do like any sort of highlighting or anything down the center of my face, but I feel like because the foundation like really oxidized, I need to bring back some of my normal color. Not that NW20 is my normal color, but it'll kind of help offset the yellow. I don't know, maybe it's the same. When I'm looking in the little viewfinder thing, it looks pretty similar, but I don't know. I have to wait till I edit. But yeah, what I was when I was just mentioning about baking is that someone in my video, when I made the comment that I felt baking was gimmicky, somebody said baking is not gimmicky. It is something that a lot of stage performers use and drag queens use. That's cool. I get it. But most of us aren't on stage all day, and most of us don't walk around in drag makeup. So, I mean, is baking necessary? No. The whole time I worked at MAC, I never baked powder on anyone's face. All the weddings that I've done, I've never baked on anyone's face, you know. So, I don't understand why people feel like they have to pile 10 tons of powder on their face. It just doesn't make sense to me. Plus, you run the risk of looking completely cakey within a few hours of putting all of that powder on your face. And if you're oily and you get breakthrough oil, it looks even worse. Okay, I'm going to powder a little bit, and I mean, this is my go-to. This is my holy grail powder. It's the NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Powder. This one is something that I will probably use for as long as they make it, because it doesn't make my under eye area look cakey. And well, I also don't bake it, and I don't apply 4,000 layers, but it just helps to set the concealer, and it does add a little bit more brightening. But this is definitely my go-to powder. This is my favorite over the RCMA. This is my favorite over Makeup Forever. I don't know why it's so different, but there's a big difference in my opinion. Then I'm going to use this NYX Wonder Stick, and I'm going to use the contour side, and I'm just going to do, I'm not contouring, I'm doing more bronzing here. Yeah, that foundation's not sitting very well on my face. What do? Daisy's in here. She's mad. She doesn't want to be in here. Joshua came in to ask me what our house phone number was. We have a house phone, but nobody knows what the phone number is. So I always have to look in my phone to to see what the house number is, because I have it in my contacts, but I don't know the number. Like, I don't know it off the top of my head. And he trapped Daisy in here. She's not happy. Okay, to powder, I'm going to use this Bourjois powder. My friend Jem sent this to me quite a while ago. It is the Healthy Balance Unifying Powder. 10-hour matte finish, natural healthy glow. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to use a big fluffy brush to put this on because I don't want a lot of powder on my skin. The one thing I am going to have to do is I'm going to have to bronze up my neck, because my neck is definitely not the same color as my face. Okay, for bronzer, I'm going to use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer here with that same fluffy brush. This is a MAC 134. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eyeballs now. And I don't know. I have to put some mascara on to see what I want to do. I know I'm not going to line. I thought about that, but I don't think I'm going to line my eyes. So I'll just throw some mascara on. All right, so there's the eyeballs. And I don't know, I like it. I think it's pretty. Look at my lashes over here. They're shedding. Look how nice this side looks compared to this side. All right, next. Oh, I'm going to use a little bit of highlight, and I'm going to use my Violet Voss highlight palette. So these are really nice. I feel like these would be really good for darker skin tones. They're a little bit darker than a lot of highlights. So I really feel like people with darker skin tones can totally use this palette and get some use out of it. I'm going to use this color here. I'm actually going to mix the middle one and the lighter one together. Should we do some blush today? That's something that I rarely do, is wear blush. I feel like the colors that I have in my drawer here are a little too dark because I use them for eyeshadows. Here, let's use this one. This one's called New Romance. This is from MAC. I feel like, yeah, that one will be very pretty. I think this will go with my eyeballs nicely. Can you guys even see it? It's so subtle, right? I just don't, you know, I've said it, not a blush person. I have 4 million of them, but I don't wear them. It makes a lot of sense, right? All right, on to lips. I'm going to use MAC Whirl Lip Liner, and then some Whirl lipstick. So normally I wouldn't put a white eyeliner on my waterline, but I really want my eyes to look, I don't know, more open. So the theory is that if you line your waterline with something bright, it helps to open your eyes up and make you look more wide awake. So I'm going to use MAC Fascinating on my waterline. There's Fascinating. I think what I'm going to do is take Toast here, and I'm going to use a very super tiny brush, and I'm going to press that right over the top of Fascinating. I would normally use my Rue Bonaparte from NARS, but I'm running low on that, and there are a couple things, sort of like my holy grail items, that I'm running low on, but they're a little bit more on the pricey side. I kind of regret getting so attached to things that are a little bit more on the pricey side, because right now at this moment I can't replace them, so I've been using them sparingly. One of which is my NARS Laguna bronzer. Like, I can't tell you how much I adore that bronzer, and I mean, there is a massive hole in the center. So I would like to get another one of those, and then like I said, my Rue Bonaparte it's right there on the edge of running out. So I just have to be patient at the moment. Another one of my favorite lip liners, like my favorite, is this one from MAC. It's called In Control. It's a pro longwear. This is like, I just went over my lip line because I used Whirl first, and then I just went like slightly over the top with this. But this color goes with so many of my lipsticks. But there's the color of it. I definitely recommend this one if you're looking for a good long-lasting lip liner. So that is it. Let me zoom in on the eyeballs here. See, I pressed in a little bit of toast on the waterline. So what do you guys think? I like it. I think it's pretty simple. It's easy to wear. And it's a way to do a halo eye on deep set eyes, because if any of you have ever tried to do it, it just, I don't know, it doesn't, the darker colors, I would love to be able to do a dark halo eye, but I've tried it so many times, and I personally, for me, I cannot make it work. I don't know why. So you'll have to let me know what you think. I do like the Violet Voss highlight palette. I think it's really very pretty. And again, I think that if you have a darker skin tone, you would really like this palette. So anyway, that is it. I wanted to keep this more like, sort of like indie / drugstore, but I did my best. It didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to, but I think considering I did pretty good. I realized though that I need like a really nice sort of, I need a cool tone and a warm tone gold from Feather River Body. That'll be next. I have an order coming soon. I'm excited. I can't wait to get it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. And I realize this is probably more of like a summertime look, and we're nearing the end of summer, but I don't care. I don't care what time of year it is. If I like something, I'll wear it, you know. So, all right, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.